when Dixie showed up, she had no interest in retrieving, like none at all. You know, she wouldn't hold the tennis ball in her mouth or anything. So right now I'm incorporating the tennis ball into a whoa drill. Whoa is a standing position. It means stand and don't move. We don't say whoa and then stay. Do you understand? It's implied that the dog stays in this position until I give it another command. Now there's people walking around this dog. The dog has to do two things. The dog is holding the tennis ball and it has to be in the whoa position. So we're incorporating things as we go. We're tying to commands together so that that it really understands the language, and this is how we do it. We do it by repetition. So we do it again, and we practice this over and over again, where the dog just holds the tennis ball in its mouth and stands in the whoa position, doesn't move, but it has to learn to do this around heavy distractions. I'm right by the train. I mean, we're 50 feet from the train here, and this is a very difficult thing for a dog to do. Now, if you notice the leash I have dropped, I'm telling the dog by doing this that, look, I have confidence, you're not going to move. I'm leaving this leash here. You watch the leash, and, you know, whatever I do, it doesn't matter. You stay with the leash. Do you understand? You have to start doing this, or else the dog, you know, really isn't going to understand you. You have to make sure that the dog has confidence in you, right? And you have to have confidence in the dog. So we do this, and we do this by really walking around the dog, making sure that the dog really understands that it doesn't matter where I move, dog, I told you to stay. You know, they learn this, but you have to do this, and you have to know what you're doing. Don't be dropping your leash in a busy street like this if you don't know what you're doing. So this dog, I know where this dog is, I know where its position is, and I can trust it to a certain point. I don't trust dogs, though. Dogs are not to be trusted. You know, the dog that knows condition commands like this, you know, has more freedom than a dog that doesn't, in other words. So we're going to the park right now. We're headed to the park, and watch this drug addict come up and try and fuck with my dog, fuck with the dog I'm working with. You know, fucking get out of here, asshole. So here we get to the park, and here's some more assholes. Here's two guys that let their pit off of a leash, and they're throwing a Pepsi bottle to it. So there's this sound. And I continue working with Dixie here. I'm like, it doesn't matter what that dog's doing. I told you to hold, and to the dog, same thing. I've dropped the leash, and I'm just sort of circling around the dog, right? I don't care what that pit bull does. I don't care what those assholes are doing. They're making a lot of noise and shit. You stay where you're at, dog. That's the message that you have to send to the dog, that you're confident, a confident leader. If there's any confusion in this, you know, the dog takes over. It starts thinking instinctually, and you don't want that. You want the dog to know that you're a confident leader. This dog does great. This dog is working around other dogs, and it's learning as it should be learning. It's learning everything's a game.